people with certain talents towards projects, peace projects all over the world, and just be very practical. And then, this guy who made this, or woman who made this website, they deserve the invitation for the concert in Cairo.
If someone is interested in contributing their talent and interested in and wanting to go and build a profile, where do they go?
Yeah, to the www.masterpeace.org, MasterPeace, and then not MasterPeace as in the most important piece of art for an artist, but as in peace. We hope people start to create a profile, and then we ask them several questions. And one of the first questions is, okay, what kind of talents do you have? Are you willing to donate those for peace building? Can we link you to projects? And if they do, then okay, we can provide you points and you are earning your invitation. The third thing people can do is they can also just support us in building this movement, also financially, also on the promotion part. And we developed the campaign 2014 for MasterPeace 2014. And you can find this information on the website also. And what we encourage people to do is to think how, with their company or their soccer team or their a group of friends, how together they can set up an event to promote MasterPeace. It can be on content like a talk show or a seminar or a lecture. Or more just fun with music, a concert or a dance event. And at the end, generate at least 2014 euro or dollars or pounds or the equivalent. And if they do so, they get 4 invitations for the concert in return. They become a sort of co-owners of this initiative. So this is a third opportunity how you can just very measurable, very concrete, be part of this movement and get an invitation for the concert in Cairo.
So individuals who are interested in forming a peace movement can do so with MasterPeace, actually forming a piece of MasterPeace. Is that correct?
We also invite people all over the world to set up MasterPeace clubs. And already we have 30 MasterPeace clubs in 25 different countries. And those clubs are encouraged to organize MasterPeace events in their community, their city, their country, to use music, art, events to recruit people for dialogue and disarmament. And so, sometimes it's a large concert, sometimes it's a seminar, sometimes it's a talent show. They are on this particular moment, they are developing a talent show in Kenya. But sometimes such a MasterPeace club is totally focused on rapid response. We had in Sierra Leone, some months ago, 2 tribes, they had a lot of tension and they were sort of walking towards each other for revenge and fighting. And literally the MasterPeace club in Sierra Leone physically were standing in between both tribes and negotiating with both parties, involving police, involving the president. And finally, after a whole night of negotiation, they managed to prevent further escalation of violence and have both parties signing a treaty. So here you see the MasterPeace Club is free to use the MasterPeace logo and movement and philosophy as they think that is useful for their challenges in their region. And there's a lot of freedom for a club to develop MasterPeace. Actually, we give them manuals and ideas and training, live training, digital training. But I think the most important thing we give them is this goal for the coming 8 years in recruiting more peace builders, and we give them our values. And I think one of the most important values is positivity. So we say, okay, we're not interested in blaming people. So here you come, you mentioned Mother Teresa somewhere. It's not an anti-movement. We're not interested in who's to blame, because, we can continue screaming and pointing out the enemy and saying he should change. But the most important thing is, okay, what is your alternative? What is your idea? How do you think there is a way forward? And put all your efforts in the way forward. And that's one of the leading principles for the MasterPeace movement.
Oh, that is amazing. So MasterPeace is empowering people to form groups and to be aware of their choice. So each place, each community, each country has its different sets of needs, has its different sets of tensions and conflicts. And so the choice is for that individual to go ahead and focus on how they see best to influence or to build peace on where they are at. Is that correct?
We can't be the one telling you what's your challenge in your community. And if we could, we don't want to, because we truly believe in the principle of co-creation. So we developed this movement. We are promoting dialogue and disarmament. We are promoting our values. We are encouraging people to do something for peace, whether it is this traveling or the fundraising or setting up the MasterPeace clubs or providing us their talent so we can link them to peace initiative. But these things we are promoting. But if it comes to designing a plan for a certain community, for your club in your city, then you are in the lead. We need you to be the guiding us what is necessary. And so we work with social entrepreneurs. We're not setting up NGOs run by us, financed by us. No, we find people who say, okay, for me in the coming 2 years, this is the most important thing to focus on for my community. And sometimes it's you can have all kinds of challenges in communities. I don't have to tell you. And then so we say, okay, set up design your 1 year plan and your 2 year plan, and we give feedback on it. And if we have an agreement, then people organize their first event, and if it's done well, then they can get a license, they can get the logo, and then they are the co-owners of MasterPeace. And I think this real co-creation is guaranteeing, or is the reason why we are growing this fast, because we value the expertise in each and every region, and we connect people. So, lessons learned in Nepal can be useful for Colombia, and people in Mexico can guide people in Kenya and vice versa. So this is part of the process of what MasterPeace clubs are doing, making each other stronger and more effective.
You are listening to the founder of MasterPeace Peace Movement, Ilco Van Der Linde. We will return right after this message.
Revolution.
Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
Live from the studios in Barcelona, Spain.
Please welcome.
It's Slade Suiter live on Authenticity Radio.
Thank you very much.
Where the honesty is refreshing, phoniness out of style, and the only thing available on today's menu is the freedom to express who you truly are.
That is what they do.
This is Authenticity Radio.
MasterPeace is a fresh, new, bottom-up peace movement, which aims to inspire everyone to use their talents for peace building and togetherness. It's a 2.0 movement where everybody can get actively involved through music, art, entrepreneurship, and social media. In MasterPeace, we are dedicated to put music above fighting, bread above bombs, dialogue above judgment, and creation above destruction. That's MasterPeace, and you also can join us today.
That is a message from Ragda El Halawani from Cairo, Egypt. To find out more about MasterPeace or how you can be actively involved in making peace happen, go to masterpeace.org, masterpeace.org.
Hey, this is Demi Lovato. Amazing.
You're listening to Authenticity Radio.
And now we return to a live interview with Ilco Van Der Linde. Ilco, what in the world is going on underneath that chest cavity of yours? What has inspired you to start MasterPeace in the first place? I could only imagine the amount of work and dedication it takes to maintain such a huge movement as MasterPeace that I'm curious to what's going on the inside story of Ilco Van Der Linde.
Yeah, I think it started very early. I already started to do projects when I was 13 on raising money for radio freedom and anti-apartheid, but yeah, when I was 15, my father raised a very important question. He was part of the former resistance of the Second World War, against the Nazis, and he was doing lessons on schools and telling people what they can learn from history. And then suddenly he said to me, "Listen, son, they're not listening anymore." And I said, "Yeah, that is because you talk, and maybe you must use music." And how can I do that? Now we can organize a concert, and how much will it cost? I said, "Now, yeah, give me $50 or whatever. I will try." And he gave me the first money, and he gave me the faith, and so I just started organizing a little concert, and a concert against fascism. All right, how can I do that? And how can I involve the government, and how can I make communication materials? I had to learn everything. But year after year, it grew bigger and bigger. And I did this festival on the 5th of May, which is the Liberation Day in my home country in Holland. Then we celebrate the end of the Second World War. And year after year, it grew bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, after 9 years, I could say the Dutch Queen and government, they have a sort of committee, and they asked me if I could do this all over the world, all over the country. So I said, okay, I will do that. And so after some time, each year new cities, and after 15 years of building, it was in 14 cities, altogether involving 1 million visitors. And it's now the largest human rights focused youth project in Europe. And after this, I started a lot of other campaigns and projects on social causes. And 10 years ago, together with somebody else, I started Dance for Life. And I was for 6 years, I was the international director of Dance for Life, which is now in 30 countries.
Yeah, what is Dance for Life? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Dance for Life is a movement of young people breaking silence and taboos on HIV/AIDS. And we use dance as the main instrument in educational programs and in events. And so most famous DJs of the world are involved in this campaign. And it's already in 30 countries. Hundreds of thousands young people are involved. And each year on the Saturday before World AIDS Day, they dance together, all dressed in white. On the same moment, they see each other on screens. They are sort of connected, and this event is a reward for them being active in pushing back HIV/AIDS, in breaking silence, breaking taboos, talking about the use of condoms, etc. And this campaign was my first international campaign, and it's very successful. And then somehow I thought I did enough. I organized this kind of campaigns for 30 years, and I started to travel through Africa. I have my wife and 3 daughters. If you set up these kind of campaigns, you are often